My name is Brendan Boyack.
My name is David Mella.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I've learned or that I've applied from my time at the BCC is being autonomous and being proactive. Um, my the role that I started in at the BCC was strategic partner engagement, and then I moved into recruiting coordinator, and then eventually was a project director. So I had a lot of different opportunities at the BCC, and each role taught me that I needed to be a self-starter, that and just the way that Melinda operates and manages her teams is that, you know, she doesn't want to tell you exactly what to do. She wants you to find pain points and to find opportunities to add value and to motivate yourself and to do those things on your own. And so that's what I've taken into the job, and I think that set me apart from other campus hires and other coworkers that I have, is that I can kind of get started on my own.
The question is, how have skills that I learned at the BCC helped me or set me apart from my coworkers? And I work in a very analytical setting where kind of my core function is to analyze data and find insights and to communicate those insights. And while I was at the BCC, I think my role was much more executive or like task central, in addition to like customer facing, if you can call the recruiters our customers. So it was very much interacting with other people and staying on top of the tasks that I had designated. And though those two things seem different, I think my approach to how I work in an analytical environment was definitely informed by the skills that I learned at the BCC, in terms of having like clear checklists of things that I work on, and then also feeling comfortable as I'm communicating that analysis to both my supervisors at Bain, but then also the clients. I think it's been easy for me to feel comfortable communicating those things, and I think part of that development was definitely from the BCC.
So my name is Cassie Parkinson. One time a club member or presidency member came into the BCC, and they were super frantic about needing to have a room, and they were super insistent on having a room at a specific time. And I was really new to the position. I think I'd only been working in the BCC for a month. And so instead of kind of following the process and the flow workflow that I had been given, I kind of just took care of it, found the answer, but I didn't ask any more questions I didn't ask the customer any more questions. I didn't try to follow up with him and try to dig deeper into the situation, but instead I let his emotions affect my response. And Melinda was super patient with me and explained that, hey, this is the reason why we have certain processes, and this is why we develop them and why we stick to them. And then she encouraged me to reflect on maybe how I would respond to a similar situation in the future. That circumstance and that instance has taught me so much about in my life as well, because instead of when a situation happens and I get a little bit flustered, instead of just coming up with a response right on the spot like I really want to, I in turn ask a lot of questions, think about how I'm gonna respond, and then go and reflect on how, if I handled it the way that I wanted to in the first place versus how, after processing and coming up with a better response, I compare those two and am able to see how how we are allowed to take time to find an answer, even though people want us to give them the answer quick, like right away. In time, we could we're allowed to take time. That's all I'm trying to say. So that's the biggest, that's one of the best memories I take from the Business Career Center.
My name is Robert Day.
So my name is Austin Pollard. My advice for current BCC employees actually ties back to the experience that I talked about and the experience that I had. It's be scrappy and be proactive, because you're going to have seasons in this job where you're going to be really busy doing a lot of tactical work, where you're just trying to make sure that kind of your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted, that everything's ready to go for these companies to come on campus or for students to be kind of present for interviews, whatever it might be. But then you're going to have seasons where recruiting falls off, and you're going to have these kind of slow periods where you can really get proactive and find ways to add value to your team, add value to yourself. And that's the stuff that's really going to make a difference for you from a development standpoint, because that's where you start learning. That's where you start exercising some of the skills you're learning in school and being able to apply, whether that's Excel concepts, analytical concepts in general. And I feel like that's where the real growth happens, because you have to choose to do those things, kind of like agency, kind of tying it back to like a gospel principle. It's really cool that once you start choosing for yourself and you start acting for yourself, that's where you find a lot of the growth, a lot of the learning, and that's what makes a big difference for your career. So when it comes slow time, get engaged and find ways to add value. Don't just wait for someone to tell you what to do.
So my advice to the current BCC employees is just to not coast through life. I remember when I was at school at BYU, it was easy to sit through classes, to just do the assignments, to get your work done, to go to work, put in your hours, leave, and just move forward. But one of the biggest pieces of advice that I have is take every moment like it's your last. And don't just coast through, but actually dive in and want to learn new skills or learn new things that will not only benefit your future career, but that will develop you as a person. The other piece of advice that I would leave is, as you continue to grow and move out into your careers all throughout the country or the world or wherever you're going, never forget the importance of keeping the Lord at the center of what you do. The Lord and family are so important and are critical to your success in whatever business role that you do have. And so keeping that firm foundation is so integral to the person that you'll become and the success that you will have moving forward. So that's my advice to all those that are currently at the BCC, and I wish you well in whatever endeavors you have.